Hunters Point has the best weather.
Where you can find families, you can find young people, you can find students, you can find a rainbow of people.
It could be better, and I mean better in regards to better opportunities here for the people that been living here all of their lives.
What are issues you see in your community that affect people's health? So you guys define community in so many different ways. Jot down what you think you see.
There's a mental health problem for, I would think, particularly for females in the neighborhood, because there's a lot of catcalling for me and my friends. When we're walking down the street, we're constantly having to walk in paranoia to make sure that we're safe with one another.
PG&E is supposedly shutting down for the last 10 years that I've lived here, and there's all these chemicals and dust everywhere.
Restaurants don't even deliver here anymore. Getting any sort of food if you don't want to cook or anything is really hard to do if you can't go out to get it.
Where in Bayview, there is a few parks, but not as many people know about them.
Federally endangered bird, the clapper-rail, has been found in this park, and not only is there one, but there are two who have gotten together and had babies. So we like to see this federally endangered bird, the clapper-rail, as a biological indicator of health, which means that the wetlands is so healthy such that an endangered bird will want to have babies here and nest and grow and feed here.
I personally get a lot of people hitting on me, the whole I'm a piece of meat type of thing, and I don't like that at all. I could be walking down the street and then it's oh, look at that chick, it's not like she can defend herself or anything, and so then you get harassed.
So do you feel safe at all?
I feel safe because I've helped myself in a sense, but generally, no.
Bayview is unsafe to certain people, but it's really not true. Most of the violence that happens here happens between people that know each other. This is not a place where if you're just walking down the street, you're going to get your purse snatched. So it's not that tight, and people like to portray it that this is that type of community, which is totally not.
I've seen things happen. They haven't happened to me, but we're in the city. It's everywhere. It's not just the Bayview. It's heightened because it's the Bayview, and you expect it because of the area. I mean, if I had a daughter per se and told her to go down to the local store, I don't think I would tell her to go at night, but I don't think I would tell her in any other area of the city either,
Again, it's the perception of what people thought about the Bayview Hunters Point area. There was a lot of crime, a lot of violence, and a lot of African American gangs here. That's the perception, which is not. I think this is a wonderful community. I've seen it go from pretty bad to now what it is, one of the best areas. And I don't think I want to live anywhere else, right here in the Bay Area, Hunters Point.
The Hunters Point PG&E power plant was built in 1929. This site contained the largest amount of hazardous materials of any facility monitored by the city.
Over 80 years, it's been in this neighborhood, polluting this neighborhood, the land, the air, the soil, the water, as well as human health. There's a lot of affordable housing projects that are on Hunters Point Hill. There are single-family homes, there are cooperatively owned homes, there's townhomes, there's a diversity of families. One of the major issues in this neighborhood is that 1 in 3 young people have asthma in this neighborhood, and there are high rates of respiratory diseases, heart diseases, and a variety of other cancers.
For years, neighborhood residents demanded that the city shut down this power plant. Efforts gained movement in 2002, and in 2006, the plant was shut down. The ongoing cleanup and elimination of this plant demonstrates the strength and effectiveness of the community.
The residents, youth, organizations like Literacy for Environmental Justice, Green Action, Archaeology, this was a common issue that we were all working for and demonstrated that how the community can come together to work on an issue that's important to everybody.
According to the 2012 summer report by greenaction.org, there are excessive emissions of dust that continue to harm the nearby residents. Why would you build a park where people are supposed to come and play on one of the most toxic places in the city? Like, I'm pretty sure you can't clean up like all toxins, so therefore there's like probably a lot of toxic stuff that's still here. Even though they like cemented it off, the fact that they're letting like people who are gonna be in this community eventually live here with the not knowing of if it's like actually safe or not it's kind of scary. PG&E is monitoring air quality for toxins such as asbestos, but there continue to be overages. Though this community gained a major victory in shutting down the power plant, the battle for a clean environment is still not over.
While many residents are aware of the land toxicity, they seem rather unaware of the toxicity of their own meals. Liquor stores and fast food joints are generally an accurate representation of Bayview Hunters Point. But the more I explore the subject, I see that this neighborhood has a lot to offer. What people need is education and community-building activities that encourage a healthy lifestyle.
Southeast Food Access is a group that is primarily focused in Bayview around health and specifically around access to food. And what we do is, as a coalition, give the community better access to fruits and vegetables. And we do that around urban ag, community education and awareness, retail, and advocacy for public policy.
I would like to see Bayview improve around social cohesion and unity.
The Quesada Gardens Initiative was founded 10 years ago by Carl Page and Annette Smith. Over several years, their dedication to the garden attracted help from neighbors and eventually grew into a project that has become a tight-knit gardening community all over the district. While some gardens are mostly flowers and mixed-use space, a lot of food is being produced through this project as well. All due to the hard work and commitment of the residents, these community gardens are a wonderful way to educate the public about healthy food choices.
Changing people's perception of like nutrition. Even before I got into the line of work that I did, I've looked upon fruits and vegetables as white people food. A lot of people in the community look upon fresh fruits and vegetables the same way. So it's really changing people's perception on how they view food. Changing it from negative to positive, because fruits and vegetables aren't just for white people, it's for all people. If we want to live long, fruitful, healthy lives, we need to eat right and properly nourish our bodies.
You know, every project is different depending on what the community needs and wants. And they wanted to do food production, and they wanted to host groups of young people. So this is a teaching and learning garden so that we can pre-schedule with groups and actually host groups with mentors who are here. The beds are all made out of repurposed concrete from torn up sidewalks, demolition projects. We call that urbanite.
In conclusion, The problem is not just that there is no access or availability of healthy food, but rather it is a lack of education and awareness. Through research, I have found a lot of positive changes occurring in this sunny pocket of San Francisco. The best way to support this is to continue to raise awareness of what's already happening. Nobody can force a healthy diet, only educate and urge people to make better choices. If you are what you eat, what are you?
Growing up in the Bayview, I was restricted to where I was able to play and limited to what I can play with due to lack of resources. Running around in a dead end and occasionally playing in an elementary school yard seemed like not much, but even if I was able to go to the park, what did it have to offer? I guess you take cardboard and you sit down on it and you go down the slide. Bayview would be really, really diverse if it had like a really cool skate park over here, like, I don't know, something more family savvy. 'Cause this doesn't really look somewhere you want to bring your kids if no one's there. And it's kind of just in the middle of all the projects. I've been here my entire life and it's just been the exact same thing. So not really much has changed. My younger sister Moya and I have lived in the Bayview for the majority of our childhood. We've created memories and learned morals that will never be forgotten. Looking back, now that we are older, we realize we worked well with what we got. Till this day, Moya still feels the same way about our old home. How does it feel to be back?
It's different. It's definitely changed.
You want to show me where we played at?
This hole from like that fence down kind of to the end over there.
We used to ride our bikes.
Down there is a schoolyard we used to play at. We weren't really allowed down there, but we did it anyway.
But when we got older, it became a problem. You kind of get bored with the space you have, and since, look at this little space, it's like this little end zone, this block, and this playground. You can easily get tired of a playground if you just go to it every day. Although our community didn't have a lot of resources like safe playgrounds, we had a tight-knit family who fostered who we are today. We had a strong single mother who guided us and tried so hard to protect us from the conflicts Bayview youth face every day. My grandfather has lived here in the Bayview for a large portion of his life and seen it evolve from the good, the bad, and the ugly. As an important role model to me, he feels education and knowledge is healthy living.
I've lived in Bayview Hunters Point now, what is almost 28 years. I came here in 1984, which was the first development San Francisco had. There's a lot of things to be done in the Bayview Hunters Point here. There's a lot of kids here who don't have. We need a little more parks, we need a little more things for the young children to come home to. The YMCA little clubs, like boys and girls clubs. We need places like these for the young people to go to. More tutoring for these young people. The education and places like these are big roots. It's a roadmap of how you perceive yourself in the future.
My peers and Bayview youth are already at a disadvantage if they don't have a family like mine to give them guidance. I believe more resources will help support generations to have a healthier and brighter future. Without guidance, there isn't structure. Without structure, there isn't a defined line between the good path and the bad path. Places like BAYCAT give youth a space to express themselves and create goals. It is crucial for the development of the youth in Bayview to understand a sense of community.